My name is Joshua Valdez, and this is my Congenital Myasthenic Syndrome presentation. What is Congenital Myasthenic Syndrome, or CMS? It is a rare disease that interferes with the communication between nerve and muscle cell. This area is also known as the neuromuscular junction. CMS is defined by a muscle weakness condition of or relating to birth. It is also possible for the disease to onset later in life. CMS is divided into several subtypes, each of which affects a different area within the neuromuscular junction, including the postsynaptic, synaptic, and presynaptic part of the communication. How does one get CMS? CMS is an inherited genetic disorder that is predominantly autosomal recessive, except for one subtype that is dominant recessive. For a disease to have the characteristic of autosomal recessive, it means that both parents must carry a defective gene for an individual to develop CMS. When both parents are carriers of the gene, there is still a small chance to exhibit CMS. There is a 25% chance of inheritance when both parents are carriers, which is one of the main factors for the disease's rarity. A study by Parr et al. Analyzed the prevalence of CMS in children under 18 from 1992 to 2009. The results of the study showed that prevalence in this population was 9 cases per million children. Muscle weakness in eye muscle specifically causes a disorder known as ptosis, which is visibly distinguishable by drooping eyelids. CMS onset can also target respiratory muscles that can lead to critical conditions when not monitored cautiously. A respiratory condition known as apnea arises from improper muscular function that occurs from CMS, causing cessations in breathing. Apnea is the leading cause of death in CMS, but specific mortality rates on apnea or other symptoms are yet to be identified in recent studies. Degree of seriousness of CMS is related to the age of onset. Consequently, the age of onset displays distinct differences in symptoms. The earlier a child develops CMS, the more serious the condition usually is. CMS conceived at infancy displays floppiness of movements, episodes of choking and pausing of breath, and failure to meet milestones. CMS at toddler displays ptosis, weakness in physical activity, difficulty swallowing and speaking, and the inability to perform age-appropriate actions. Older individuals experience less and milder symptoms. A neurologist will initially conduct a physical examination to detect symptoms of muscle weakness, which is the most prominent symptom of CMS. To diagnose CMS, doctors may conduct careful physical examinations for muscle fatigue by asking patients to hold out their arms or having patients climb upstairs. If physical examinations indicate positive signs of CMS, an electrophysiology test will ensure that the patient is appropriately diagnosed. Electrophysiological mechanisms that occur in the neuromuscular junction are pronounced features of CMS. An electromyography, or EMG, is a type of electrophysiological test that measures action potential that occurs in muscle stimulation. Recorded action potentials can determine their firing rate and whether it is normal, a clear indication of CMS. Here we have 2 EMG graphs. EMG graph A is set as the control or norm for repetitive muscle stimulation. EMG graph B shows a positive characteristic of CMS that displays the initial repetitive movement with high or normal nerve stimulation. As repetitive movement continues, nerve stimulation decrease leads to muscle fatigue from improper neuromuscular junction communication. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter released from a motor neuron that produces an action potential used to stimulate muscles. Currently, most treatments aim to improve the neuromuscular junction transmission, alleviating CMS conditions such as muscle fatigue. Modern research has only contributed drugs that improve conditions caused by CMS. No surgical procedure, physical therapy, or clinical treatments have shown to improve the well-being of patients. The new approach for treatment is gene therapy, a new scientific advancement that attempts to insert a gene in a patient's cell. Gene therapy has several techniques that are possible to alleviate or eliminate a disorder, which includes replacing a mutated gene with a healthy copy or destroying one that is causing the effect. Gene therapy is a new medical advancement that is new to human application. So far, gene therapy is unavailable until proven safe, and until gene therapy is available, drugs that act on the neuromuscular junction remain the best option. The audience I am trying to reach is the general public. The information I am trying to illustrate is the new scientific findings on congenital myasthenia. This disease is very rare, limiting information for those that may encounter it through family or friends. I hope that my presentation makes you more knowledgeable about CMS and encourages you to spread the knowledge to others.